bedroom. Hi, I'm Christian von Rickenbach, founder of Helix Sleep, and we know one mattress can't work for everyone. That's why we created the only mattress built. Go to helixsleep.com, take our 2-minute sleep quiz, and we'll build your custom mattress and ship it to you for free. Try it for 100 nights, and if it's not the best sleep you've ever had, we'll pick it up and give you your money back. Go to helixsleep.com/talkradio right now, and we'll give you $50 towards your custom mattress. That's helixsleep.com/talkradio.
Fairway Ford in Canfield has the biggest selection of 2017 Ford F-150s. Super cabs, crew cabs, and regular cabs on sale for 20% off. Take 20% off every single 2017 Ford F-150 XL, STX, and even XLTs in our huge inventory. 20% off includes a $1,250 rebate from Ford Credit. See us at fairwayfordohio.com or 330-533-FORD. Fairway, that's the way we do business.
Listen to Fox News Sunday with Chris Wallace, Sunday nights at 6 on News Radio 570 WKBN.
Don't be left out in the cold this winter. Call Mazza Heating in Girard, 545-6063, your factory authorized Bryant dealer.
It's going to be a beautiful but cool fall day across the valley. Skies will become mostly sunny and temperatures will climb only into the lower 60s. Skies will stay clear tonight as temperatures drop back to the mid-30s. Patches of frost are possible toward first thing Sunday morning. Skies will be mostly sunny again on Sunday with high temperatures climbing to the mid-70s. In the Storm Team 27 Weather Center, I'm Alex George.
It's 58.
All right, welcome everybody. This is the Youngstown Computer Show. I am Joe Danier, owner of Youngstown Computer, and we do this on Saturdays. So if you're the first time joining us here, we open up the phone lines and invite you in and talk about things that are happening with your lives and also in the tech industry. We keep it personal so that if you feel free to share some of your experiences, and through collaboration, we kind of learn from one another. So there might be somebody sitting out there right now that could benefit learning from or hearing about an experience that you may have had. So if you've got a cautionary tale, you've got some recent experience you think the world would like to listen to and hear about, feel free to give us a call, 330-729-9977. You can also text us. Text messaging, I'll read those throughout the show and share those questions, read them aloud and answer them on the air. So if you're out and about and can't get in with a phone call, feel free to text us at 333-1570. I like the text message. I actually added it to my phone as a contact, and it stays pretty active. So when I'm driving around and listening to politics or whatever, and if I get mad, I'll between stops I'll text it in, and I don't necessarily even listen to see if anybody heard it or used it. It's just a way of me getting something off my chest, because sometimes it does take a little while to get a conversation going, and I don't have all that time. So text messaging is cool because you can just share a statement or a question or something like that with the program. And I make sure we check it throughout the show. So 330-333-1570 is the text messaging, and it'll make my phone vibrate, and then I will share that with you. Last week it was kind of cool. I was asked a little bit about my story and how we sort of this show came to be and how I got into computers and whatnot. When I was telling the story, I thought it has been forever since I shared that with all of you, and I know there are a lot of you out there that have listened to the show for years. Somebody asked me how long you've been doing, and I think it's been about 8 years that we've been on the radio, and even before that, we did a lot of internet radio, and so we've been broadcasting and sharing insight and information with people for a really long time. It's one of my favorite things about doing stuff like this is, if we're going to go through the struggles and we're going to learn about things, I mean, it's best to kind of share it with everyone. And, we're in a polarized place right now, politically, socially, relationally, and it's just not necessary. I mean, all of you out there listening, you're going to live 80 years and then you're going to be dead. So it doesn't really matter if you're right or you're wrong. It's about way more than that. And so if every once in a while we can kind of just disconnect and, be human and stop trying to be who's right, who's wrong, who's moral, who's not, and, just love each other a little bit. And the reason I bring this up during a computer show is because we make it worse. Technology, email, text messaging, Facebook, we are social, emotional creatures, and we need to have physical touch. We need to have empathy. We need to have someone care for us. And so I have this general rule when it comes to communicating. Whenever someone asks me a question that is not informational, not academic, it needs to be a conversation, not a text message, not an email. Because you can't get facial expressions and tones of voice, and you don't feel love through text. So I want to implore you that if you have a question that you need to see someone's face, at the very least, pick up the phone and call them. I mean, while these tools that we have are amazing for being able to, at the speed of light, get our message and our words out, it is not supposed to take the place of the humanity behind those words. So I want to, like I said, where I'm watching, everything around me, humanity just dissolve, and people who would otherwise be working together and, loving each other, I'm watching them pitted against each other for the stupidest things. Politics, it's all made up, guys. It's all, an illusion. Money, it's all an illusion. Business, it's all an illusion, right? We're just human beings, and we got to work together on stuff. We got to get past the whole who's right, who's wrong thing. Know that we're all going to die, and let's make the best of what it is that why we're here. So getting back to the Joe story, and this is sort of like where we came from. I was just growing up, I was a computer guy, where it was Commodore 64 or the early IBM stuff. That's where I got my start. I can remember my 13th birthday. I was the biggest nerd ever. 13th birthday. I'm writing programming before and after my 13th birthday party. I'm writing program on the Commodore 64. I'm writing I'm not going to call it artificial intelligence, but it was a sort of like a menu-based program where if you said, you type something, you fire up the computer and it says, "Hello, who are you?" And then you pick like, "Are you Joe? Are you Beth? Are you Steve?" And then all of my brothers and sisters' names there. And if you picked one of them, then it would have a response that was programmed in. And so I was working with randomness to try to have it so maybe had 15 responses, and then it could pick one of those. And so that's what I was doing during my 13th birthday. So anyway, I was really deep into learning everything I could about the machines. I was going to Radio Shack. Radio Shack was our thing because they had software that was called Public Domain. And you used to go in the back of a Radio Shack and you'd buy a case of blank diskettes, and you could make copies of the public domain software that they had in their case. So I'd make a whole bunch of stuff, but then you could also get the published code that went into those programs. So not only you could play it, and you can look to see how it was built. So during my summers, I would take the program and I would play it for like 5 seconds and just to see what it was like. And I would take these text files, right? And they were printed on paper. And so I would go in and I would retype every line of code on these papers into the Commodore. And some of them would work and some of them wouldn't work. But I learned so much of the syntax for writing program based on just copying what was sitting in front of me on these papers. So that's me as a geeky teenager. And so you fast forward a little bit. I never really wanted to do computers for a living. It's just something that I did and I was, attracted to. My deal was, growing up, I had a really hard childhood where I had a lot of help from other people. And so I sort of made a promise that if I got through all of the stuff that I was going through, that on the other side of that, I was going to help as many people as I could. People who were in my same spots, I was going to try to help them. I was going to spend the rest of my life trying to save people and help people and whatnot. So I wanted to go into psychology first because when I was going through my tough stuff, the one thing that I was always trying to put together was keeping my sanity, and it was being pushed to the brink, and you had hopelessness and you had despair. And I could just, I was keeping strong, and I had some really good people around me at the time. And there's some people that don't have support system. What do they do when they get into? So I decided at that point that I wanted to go into psychology. I wanted to help heal people. I wanted to be there for people. I wanted to, do whatever I could to take people who were at their worst and most vulnerable and help them whenever I could. So when I got through high school and I still kept with the computer thing. I was really good at it still, but I never for 2 seconds thought I would do anything with it professionally. I thought I was going to be a psychologist and I was going to go heal the world. After I graduated, I got almost right after high school, I did go right into college for psychology. And what I found with college was it was extremely expensive. And I didn't come from a background where I had too much of anything. But I was willing to work my butt off to be able to pull college off. And I wasn't able to, so I didn't finish my college, my college for psychology. And in fact, I started doing more and more computers to try to create enough money to do the college thing, and it kind of won out. So off the get-go, I had some little jobs here and there, but my first intro into computers was almost right out of high school, where I started doing sort of contract work for bigger computer companies. So if there was a big computer company in the area, they would hire me to go out and work on their behalf. So I got to know a lot of the companies in this area, sort of like with somebody else's shirt on. And I did that for every bit of, 8 years, something like that. I graduated in 95, by the way. So after 9 years would have been, let's say I started Youngstown Computer in 2007. So yeah, that's about the same timeline. So 8-9 years is how long I did that. So I did that for a long time, and then I decided that I was going to start Youngstown Computer, and that's when I befriended Dan Rivers. I was a listener to the politics and the radio show that he had, and so I kind of felt like when you listen to radio personalities, you sort of like get to know them, and you feel like you know them. So when I was ready to, go out into the world and do business, that was my in. He's the person that I knew that he knew a bunch of people, and so. He was having a crisis out at the Eastwood Mall when I first met him. They had dial-up at the time, I believe, and they allowed him to do something over the internet. No, it wasn't dial-up. It wouldn't have been dial-up by then, but they had really weak internet there. And I heard him on the radio that he was having a crisis, so I had a hotspot at the time, and I created a little wireless bridge setup where I went out to the mall and I had this laptop that was plugged into a bridge and it was getting internet. And then I allowed his computer to connect to my network, and then he had internet. So that was my first, put on the cape and save somebody kind of thing. And I apologize, I have a cough today, so you'll probably hear me trying to hide the fact that I'm having some respiratory problems. But anyway, so that's how I ended up over on 570. I came to the rescue for Dan while he was out on a remote out at the Eastwood Mall. And then he and I got talking, and he was quite a tinkerer as far as technology goes. And so we had something to talk about. Our area was really primed to, whereas maybe they didn't know a lot of the computer technology stuff, they had interest, and they were also tinkerers. It's one of those things where I run across a lot of people. Even today I ran into someone that's still neophyte, hasn't even lifted a finger to try to get into computers, but they've listened to the show for years. And they pick stuff up every time. So that was my long intro about how we came to be during the show. 8 years ago, we went on the radio and we shared our knowledge with people. We invited people to participate. And if you'll notice when we take phone calls, everybody who calls in, I'll take their instance and where I'll answer their specific question. I'll broaden it into something that might also help 10 or 12 other people. So where you'll see me broaden it. Just because I know there's a lot of listeners out there that, where they don't hear their exact thing being answered, then they kind of turn it off like the answer is not going to apply to them. So it's cool because there's, we've answered every question that's probably imaginable with computers. So a lot of you, when you listen to these questions being asked, you've probably heard my response at some point down the road or before. So a lot of you could answer right along with us. But our audience for this program is sort of like we have infinite intelligence because we have a lot of smart people who not only are listeners out there because they like hearing about stuff in their industry, but then they'll call in and they'll show part of their brain. So if I don't know something, which regularly happens, that's just something that I don't know or haven't run across yet, there are people out there that have. So you calling here, and I get the broadcast that you have a question or need some help, somebody is bound to step up and collaboratively help solve any of the problems or answer your questions. So there you go. That's the intro. 330-729-9977 is the phone number. 333-1570. You can text us at, and I will read those text messages along the way. So that felt good. Get off my chest. I felt like this is a little bit of a therapy session where I got to tell a little bit about where we came from. But yeah, it's been a lot of years since we've been doing this. And like I said, the coolest part is I talk to people all week that have been listening to this program since the beginning, and it's an empowering thing where we just freely give out this education so that we can embolden somebody. Somebody could take some of the stuff we're talking about, they feel a little bit confident about it, they start tinkering on their own, and they get good at stuff that they would have never otherwise tried. And, the library systems in the, maybe 15 years ago were good about letting, older people come in and start playing with the computers and giving them a little instruction. But, that only gets you so far. So if you stay plugged into stuff like this and you hear the words and you hear the, the verbiage, you can't help but pick some of that, pick up some of the topics. So, and all of you who are out there, I really thank you guys for making this show what it is. It's been, it's awesome. It's amazing. All right, so we're going to take a break. Come take some of those phone calls, 330-729-9977. You're listening to the Youngstown Computer Show on 570 WKBN. We'll be right back.
You're hearing the Youngstown Computer Show with Joe Danier on News Radio 570 WKBN.
Here's some great MVSN offers.
Governor Insurance. Over 10,000 satisfied customers count on us for auto, home, life, or business coverage. 330-539-9999. Governor Insurance. We work to take the worry away.
Enjoy your favorite game with great takeout from Inner Circle Pizza in Canfield. Not only can you enjoy their great pizza, but you can take home anything from their wonderful menu. Log on to InnerCirclePizzaCanfield.com or call 330-533-7575. Then relax and enjoy.
Handyman Hardware of Niles, the area's plumbing headquarters. Along with a huge hardware inventory, they have everything you need to winterize your pools, RVs, and boats. Handyman has all the tools you need from painting to leaf removal. Only in Niles. Handyman Ace Hardware, right off Route 422 in McKinley Heights.
You deserve the very best. You deserve the Stadium Cadillac experience. You'll love the wide selection at Stadium Cadillac, and you'll appreciate the unparalleled customer service and the great selection of certified pre-owned Cadillacs. Discover your Stadium Cadillac experience.
I play every day. Free to download and play every day.
At this point, I kind of want to smash the TV. But instead, I went to iPlay.com and downloaded the app and play new and classic games on my computer for free. No sign up and no credit card required. Nothing like a good mystery to take me away, but I don't have time for a movie or novel. So instead, I'm into the latest iPlay games in the Mystery Case Files Adventure series. And when I need a classic, Agatha Christie murder mystery games hit the spot. I get my mystery fix and come away thinking more clearly. No Wi-Fi? No problem. With the free iPlay app, I can play my games offline and tune out. I want TV! I'm so glad I went to iPlay.com and downloaded the app. It's my daily sanity restoration. I play every day.
I play every day. Free to download and play every day. I play every day. Free to download and play every day.
At this point, I kind of want to smash the TV. But instead, I went to iPlay.com and downloaded the app and play new and classic games on my computer for free. No sign up and no credit card required. Nothing like a good mystery to take me away, but I don't have time for a movie or novel. So instead, I'm into the latest iPlay games in the Mystery Case Files Adventure series. And when I need a classic, Agatha Christie murder mystery games hit the spot. I get my mystery fix and come away thinking more clearly. No Wi-Fi? No problem. With the free iPlay app, I can play my games offline and tune out. I want TV! I'm so glad I went to iPlay.com and downloaded the app. It's my daily sanity restoration. I play every day.
I play every day. Free to download and play every day.
The experts say it's becoming more and more difficult for many Americans to retire. So when it comes to your retirement, do you really know where you stand? Right now, Financial Engines is offering a free portfolio review when you call or visit financialengines.com today. It's a chance to sit down face-to-face and get the kind of personalized advice that Financial Engines is known for. No sales pitches from guys in fancy suits, just objective, fee-based advice from a local advisor who sits on your side of the table. Someone who wants to know your goals and dreams so that they can help put a comprehensive plan in place to help guide you there. Our advisors have the resources you need to help you to and through the retirement you deserve. And our free portfolio review is the first step in helping create a plan for providing monthly income during retirement. To schedule a free review of your current financial planning needs and portfolio with a local financial advisor, visit financialengines.com or call 800-306-4410. That's 800-306-4410. 800-306-4410.
At Fairway Ford in Canfield, own a new 2017 Ford Explorer for under $29,000. These are loaded XLTs with a third-row seat for under $29,000. Or lease your Explorer for only 36 months and only $319 a month with zero down and 10,500 miles per year. 2017 Explorers for $319 a month. See us at fairwayfordohio.com or 330-533-FORD. Fairway, that's the way we do business.
It's 60.
All right, welcome back, everybody. This is the Youngstown Computer Show. I'm Joe Daniel, owner of Youngstown Computer, and this is your show where we get to talk about things that are cool in the tech industry, answer some of your questions, and you can share some of your experiences with us so that we can, through the use of this radio, help other people and see if we can offer guidance to people who might need it. So we're going to take some phone calls, 330-729-9977. Let's go first. I believe this is Gunnar. Gunnar, you're with us here. Hello.
Hey, Joe. How are you today?
Good. How are you?
Good. I got two questions.
Sure.
One, I have a business downtown here, and I have AT&T internet service, and I run like 6 Mbps or whatever that mumbo-jumbo word is. I don't even know what it means, but it has something to do with how fast you're moving. I know that. Well, I get 5,000 pieces of mail a month from the new Spectrum. So I called them guys. They're offering 60 Mbps for businesses at like $17 a month cheaper than I'm paying. I'm like, oh, that's a no-brainer. So I called the guy, and he's like, we can't do that to you. I go, what are you talking about? I go, I'm a downtown business. It says business. And I don't know if I should believe the guy or does he not know what he's talking about. But he said they can't do it. So I'm like, so AT&T is the only internet service I can get?
Okay, so basically,
right?
well, we hit this a lot. In fact, we have a BW3s in our area as one of our customers, and when they went into the fantasy football, stuff, they need a strong internet connection to start off this season. Well, there's some places downtown Boardman that they've got, AT&T's just got a lock on the area, and there isn't any infrastructure that's built to get Spectrum or Time Warner to those areas. And so they have to have engineering, and they actually have to build to connect into it. So can you mind me asking you where downtown you guys are?
Yeah, I'm like on the corner of Commerce and Federal, like literally right next door to the Social Security office.
Okay. Now I'm not real sure. I think that they actually have fiber downtown. So if because I know a business that we just installed last week had fiber installed. And I don't know why they wouldn't have gone with cable at the time. I don't know if it's just not available, but it does happen. And if you talk to your sales rep and maybe on their screen when you place the order says, yeah, we service that zip code, but then when they get there and see that there's nothing to connect into, it's neither underground and it's too expensive to dig up parking lots, they might be just saying, hey, it's going to cost us $10,000 to wire you in. Sorry, we just can't do it.
Oh. Yeah, because like MS Consultants is across the street from me. I'm sure they probably have to have AT&T, I would think. And the Social Security office is next door to me. And Advanced Auto Parts there's some pretty decent-sized businesses right around.
Okay, so go ahead.
The other quick question was,
sure.
I get invoices from a customer all the time, and they're in color. And I go into my printer, and before I print it, it shows you that preview. I hit black and white. And I print it, and they come out color. I'm like, all right, how do I stop that? I don't want to print color ink on a stupid invoice I'm going to put in my taxes. I want black and white. I don't want to waste the ink.
Right. Best thing to do is you go into the print properties. And you go into print properties, and you turn color off and make it just black and white. So we're going to take a break here. Thanks for the call, Gunnar. Appreciate it. We're going to take a break. Come back, take some more of your phone calls. This is the Youngstown Computer Show on 570 WKBN.
You're hearing the Youngstown Computer Show with Joe Danier on News Radio 570 WKBN.
It's 1:30.
Here's what's happening in the Valley. A Youngstown man whose girlfriend's body was found in the trunk of his car in Niagara Falls, New York, back on August 9th, will have his case go to the grand jury. Wednesday, Deshaun Elliott told a Youngstown detective that traveled to New York to interview him that he killed his girlfriend in Youngstown. Elliott was arrested in New York after his brother called 911 to report that Elliott confessed to stabbing his girlfriend. A local Hispanic group says there's more that can be done for natural disaster victims. OCCHA in Youngstown feels that more can be done when everybody works together. They say individuals and organizations should come together so Youngstown can form a unified effort to help victims in Puerto Rico and Mexico. Today is the last day of business for the Pink Elephant in Austintown. The property is being taken over by a German-based grocery store chain called Lidl. The operator of the Pink Elephant plans to start a new business venture just up the road called Thirsty Frog Bar and Grill. That's set to open October 14th. U.S. Representative Jim Renacci, a Republican congressman running for Ohio governor, has pulled a $20,000 television ad from an upcoming NFL game. Renacci made that announcement yesterday. The ad was scheduled to run in the game between the Cleveland Browns and Cincinnati Bengals. Renacci acknowledges players' First Amendment right to protest, but calls the behavior appalling. In sports, the Indians beat the White Sox 10-1, Washington over Pittsburgh 6-1. College football, Ohio State takes on Rutgers, 6 o'clock airtime tonight on the Sports Animal 1390 WNIO. And YSU is at home tonight. They'll take on South Dakota State, 6 o'clock pregame right here on News Radio 570 WKBN. From the insurance experts, our Kashmiri and Associates News Center, I'm Dave Price on Youngstown Warren's only News Radio 570 WKBN.
Fox News Radio, I'm Karen McHugh. Angry words between President Trump and the mayor of San Juan, Puerto Rico over the federal response to hurricane recovery operations.
After she criticized the federal response, saying if it doesn't speed up, we'll see something close to a genocide. The president slammed her on Twitter, and now the mayor has responded to that.
I am not going to be distracted by small comments, by politics, by petty issues. This is one goal, and it is to save lives.
And Governor Roseo said now is not the time for petty differences. Now is the time to save lives.
Fox's Mike Tobin in San Juan. The president tweeted the cruise is demonstrating poor leadership. HHS Secretary Tom Price is history.
After days of public scrutiny, apologies, and a promise to pay back at least some of the money he used to fly in private jets, HHS Secretary Tom Price becoming the first cabinet secretary of this administration to resign.
Fox's Ellison Barber. Fox News, we report, you decide.
Our next update at 2. Just ahead, more stimulating talk from the O'Charlie's Digital Studios. $9.99 menu, 9 great meals, 1 great price. O'Charlie's.
Hi, Rob Fellman for Borman Subaru, where we have one of the largest selections of the safest, most award-winning, and fuel-efficient vehicles on the road today. Subarus are rated the safest vehicles, period, with EyeSight technology that gives you an extra set of eyes on the road. KBB rates Subaru as the best overall brand. Most models get over 35 miles per gallon with automatic transmission and all-wheel drive. The all-new Borman Subaru, just south of Route 224 on South Avenue.
If you're over 50, listen carefully. Do you have trouble remembering names, where you put your keys, or where you parked your car? Even simple facts that you should remember but just can't? By age 50, the average person has lost half of their short-term memory, and it only gets worse. Don't ignore the warning signs of age-related memory loss. Call now to receive a free 30-day supply of Cebria, the best-selling non-prescription memory formula supported by 20 years of memory research. A scientific study shows that Cebria can boost your memory within just 30 days. Just call 1-800-990-7765 to get started.
I saw myself go from forgetting people's names, forgetting phone numbers, forgetting you name it, I don't know, to having it all at my fingertips.
Get your free bottle of Cebria, 1-800-990-7765, or order online at freememoryoffer.com. 1 free month per household. Don't wait. Call 1-800-990-7765 or go to freememoryoffer.com.
When was the last time you walked out of a mattress store feeling confident about your purchase? These places exist for one reason.
for a highly trained, commission-driven salesperson to dupe you into spending way too much money on a mattress. Hi, my name is Neil, and I'm one of the co-founders of Casper. Casper was created with a single goal in mind: deliver a great night's sleep at an incredible value. We sell the Casper mattress online, skipping the markups of mattress stores, and we let you try it out in your own home for 100 nights risk-free. In less than 3 years, we've rapidly become the internet's favorite mattress. In fact, it now has more than 20,000 reviews with an average of 4.8 stars. Try us out today.
See for yourself why an independent research study showed Casper mattress owners are 3 times as likely to say they get great sleep. Simply go to Casper.com and use code CHORUS to get $50 towards your mattress purchase. Terms and conditions apply. That's gift code CHORUS at Casper.com for $50 towards your mattress purchase. Casper.com. Thanks for checking us out.
Folks, have you been feeling a little below par, trouble sleeping, stiffness in the joints, you just don't feel right? Tune in Chris McKay, Sunday morning at 7. Find out how to eliminate some of these problems. Chris McKay, Sunday at 7, News Radio 570, WKBN.
Get great deals going on now during Menards Crazy Day Sale. Make $1 after rebate on Splash conventional wiper blades. Save on Ultra interior flat or ceiling paint, $8.97 a gallon after rebate. Get the job done right with a Rockwell brushless drill kit for $99. A bundle of Owens Corning Classic 3-tab shingles is $9.77 after rebate. These deals are so crazy, they're in-store only while supplies last. September 29th through October 1st during Menards Crazy Day Sale.
Save big money at Menards.
Unless you grow your food yourself, how do you know where it comes from and what's been done to it? That's why we started Eat Real Certified. Our dietitians verify that the food you're buying is good for you and good for the planet. Make dining out easy and eat real. Look for us in your city and at eatreal.org.
Our sold-out 2017 iHeartRadio Music Festival. 2 nights, 1 stage, over 20 of the biggest artists on the planet, celebrated with iHeartRadio fans from around the world for music's holy grail. Our sold-out 2017 iHeartRadio Music Festival. Coldplay, Pink, DJ Khaled, Thomas Rhett, The Weeknd, and more.
iHeartRadio.
Catch our iHeartRadio Music Festival TV special Wednesday and Thursday night, October 4th and 5th at 8 p.m. Eastern and Pacific on the CW.
I play every day. Free to download and play every day.
At this point, I kind of want to smash the TV. But instead, I went to iPlay.com and downloaded the app and play new and classic games on my computer for free. No sign up and no credit card required. Nothing like a good mystery to take me away, but I don't have time for a movie or a novel. So instead, I'm into the latest iPlay games in the Mystery Case Files Adventure series. And when I need a classic, Agatha Christie murder mystery games hit the spot. I get my mystery fix and come away thinking more clearly. No Wi-Fi? No problem. With the free iPlay app, I can play my games offline and tune out. I'm so glad I went to iPlay.com and downloaded the app. It's my daily sanity restoration. I play every day.
I play every day. Free to download and play every day.
For that perfect gift, visit Deneen's Jewelry and Gifts, 822 North State Street, Girard.
It's going to be a beautiful but cool fall day across the valley. Skies will become mostly sunny and temperatures will climb only into the lower 60s. Skies will stay clear tonight as temperatures drop back to the mid-30s. Patches of frost are possible toward first thing Sunday morning. Skies will be mostly sunny again on Sunday with high temperatures climbing to the mid-70s. In the Storm Team 27 Weather Center, I'm Alex George.
Now 61 degrees.
For news on demand, go to 570WKBN.com. Brought to you by Donnell Ford.
All right, welcome back, everybody. This is the Youngstown Computer Show. I am Joe Danier, owner of Youngstown Computer. First time joining us, this is where we talk about things that are happening in tech. So it's everything from the computer sitting in front of you, your cell phone, your notebook or your laptop. All of that is, if you want to talk about it, have some questions, feel free to give us a call, 330-729-9977. The last caller we had before the break was asking about internet connection, so I wanted to kind of continue that. Gunner's not on the phone anymore, but let me just continue answering his question. For those of you who are downtown and have called around and Spectrum can't get a connection out to you, the Commerce Building is the last one we did. Advantage Video Productions basically just got fiber optics installed there. So if you're down in town in that area, It is available, fiber optics, and I would prefer fiber over cable if I was in that area. I mean, there are just certain areas. There's certain areas down like in Girard, down in Market Street, Mahoning Avenue, that are just not connected in. They're all copper lines that are, hitting DSL/AT&T, and you're going to have to call around until you can find somebody that services your address. But I can assure you that if you're sort of down in that vicinity, I'm almost certain that you can get a fiber run or fiber connection. Check if you want to call Advantage Video Productions and ask them where they got it from, I'm sure they would be more than happy to answer that question. But yeah, so thanks, Gunnar. And to answer the other part of the question about what those measurements actually mean, those are speeds, bandwidth speeds. Anyway, so they're measured in megabits per second. Okay, and that's basically the transmission rate from the equipment that you have where you can upload and download. So they're going to give you two numbers, the upload and download. Now, most of what you do when you download, that's always going to be like the faster speed. That's when you're going out to the internet saying, I want to download this movie, and it's bringing it from the internet to you. That is your download speed. That's the speed at which you can pull things down from a source. Now, upload speed, is when you can push stuff back up to the internet. So if you're uploading video or audio, stuff like that, the higher your speed there, the more you can push out to a source or a destination out on the internet. Now, where that matters, if you are, for the most part, if you've got a really bad upload speed and you got a really good download speed, 90% of the time you're going to feel like you're moving really fast because you're almost always dependent on that download speed. But if you ever try to push a document up to the cloud or synchronize your phone with the pictures on your phone up to Dropbox, you're going to notice that your upload is really slow and it doesn't always make it. If you're doing cloud backups like Carbonite, it's all dependent on how fast you can push stuff up to the internet, because the data sizes are measured in total capacity, total file size, and you divide that over the time that it takes to take that file size and transmit it somewhere. So 6 is basically where you're going to get with a couple of DSL connections. The standard right now is probably, I would say, if you go to Spectrum, you're going to probably get about 100 megabits by 10 is what Spectrum's going to give you. I'm going to say Armstrong's even higher than that. I want to say that you can get up to 400 by 40. They're really, really strong on the internet side. If you're on copper, you're not going to get much over 8 or 10, and so on and so forth. So I would check with your provider and find out what speeds they have available. And so if they're talking like we can't get you over 10, then you're probably in a copper area where DSL just can't get over that hump. But if you have a coaxial provider, someone who's brought coaxial internet or TV, you can usually get a cable modem, and then you can get whatever that cable company provides. And we're working with a couple of companies now that aren't connected, and they have to do some engineering, and where they really don't want to do it, they don't want to spend $5,000 to connect your building. They do have a threshold where they will spend the money up to a certain point. So it's worthwhile saying, hey, I really want to be a customer of yours. Can you send out a connection team, an engineering team, and see how feasible that would be? So even if you are downtown, have them send somebody out there, find out where the closest pole is, and see what they would have to do to get that cable brought into your location. And like I said, I want to say that it's under $2,000, and they will just cover it. I think the last one that we saw was like a $5,000 deal. So customer kicked in a couple thousand, and then Spectrum kicked in a couple thousand, and they were able to run it in. But each one, we have one in Alliance that we're doing, and it's not a matter of a money thing where it's only a $800 run, but because it's doing construction on a pole, they have to get permitting in order to be able to bring a cable in. So we've been in a, let's wait for the city to approve this permit holding pattern for a couple months. But in the end, I mentioned BW3s. They actually ran Verizon Cellular. We had a hotspot that we got from them, and we wired it into a nice wireless access point. And when they did fantasy football, the users would connect to the fantasy football access point, and they had a 20 megabit connection. So LTE, although it's expensive to have, it's an alternative, especially if you're not doing a whole lot of data. Cellular is just all that expensive. Hopefully in the coming years, cellular comes down a little bit more, but they're preserving it. They don't want to get beat up on it because there's only so much that they have, and they want to make sure that, that they don't get swamped. Okay, text message that came in. Let me give you the numbers first. 330-729-9977. Text message 333-1570. And the message is, awesome, the first time I heard about your beginning. Congratulations. My question is, I have a laptop that will not power on. There are files I want off. Can they be retrieved? Yes, just like a desktop, inside that laptop, inside the case, if you take the keyboard off and down inside either right below the motherboard, might have a little access panel on the bottom, there'll be a laptop-sized hard drive that's mounted inside there. Now, if the computer's not powering on, it's a good chance it died because the board's out. The hard drive is probably still good. So you could bring the laptop to us. We could take the drive out of it. We could put it in one of our hard drive docks, which will read the drive, and then we could make a copy of it and put it on like a flash drive or an external drive, and then you can copy it to the next machine that you're going to be using it on. So pretty straightforward. In fact, those docks that we have, we'll take the laptop hard drive and a full desktop hard drive, copy the data off to it, and then you're ready to go. Now, if the drive is dead, where the reason it's not booting is because it's fried out and everything on it, then there's not much you can do to retrieve it except for send it away and have it be manually retrieved. And that probably 3 or 4 of those a year we'll do, where we'll send it off to a clean room. Clean room is basically, if you watch on TV when there's some kind of outbreak, the guys walking around in suits. What they do is they open up the hard drive. Now, the tolerance for dust in a hard drive is not very big, right? So if you get any dust on the platters of a hard drive, it could scorn it. Yeah. And so it could scratch it all up and you can't recover. If it scores the drive, then it messes it up and it can't be read anyway. So they bring it into a clean room where they take it apart, and then they take the platters out of the drive, and then they manually read them in a machine, and then they'll copy what they can copy off of the drive. And in some circumstances, when the drive is mechanically shot, that's the only way that you can get stuff off of there. So in your case, I don't think that's the case. I think we put it in our little machine, and we're able to copy it off and copy it over to your new computer. And yeah, at the beginning of the show, I told a little bit of my story. Let me give you this one. Friday was a tough day, okay? And reason being, we had a customer that was one of our first customers. This was back in 2008. I was a one-man show when we took them on as a customer, and they were a two-man show when we took them on. And that was a customer that we had from the beginning. We watched them grow into 10 and then 20 and then 50 employees. And this company really, really, really grew. And they hired a lot of people living in our area, and they had a lot of successes. They made a lot of really good decisions. Their business acumen was that allowed them to keep growing and keep prospering. And from the beginning, like when they first started opening offices, they said, all right, Joe, I mean, there's going to be a time when we need our own internal IT person. And I promised them that when that time came, I would let them know. And so that time actually came. So people bring an outside contractor in, it's because they don't have enough work to represent, to justify having a person on staff. So they bring an outside person like Youngstown Computer, so that where you don't have a person that you have to find work for, where you don't have $40,000 or $50,000 worth of work that have to be done, it's cheaper to have an outside person do the work, and then when you don't need them, you don't have that extra payroll. And it's great for small companies, medium-sized companies. But once you get to be a big company, you have enough work to keep a human being busy all the time. And when they got to that point, I said, hey, this is not self-serving. This is not in my best interest, but it's time that you hire an inside person. I was spending probably 20 hours a week at this place, and for the same price, they could have gotten someone for 40 hours a week. So Friday was my last day serving these people. And it's beautiful when you can have a relationship that goes from infancy to fruition. Because, for 10 years, you have to keep your stuff together. And you got to keep relationships solid. And you got to keep integrity and honesty part of what it is that you do. And there are challenges along the way, just like a relationship with anybody. Business relationships suffer the same ways that everything else does. And I consider that one sort of my my opus, right? And it was the network, the relationships, everything was masterfully created. It was done with the purest of hearts. And I have a lot of love for these customers, and we're not probably going to do day-to-day business together anymore because they've outgrown me. They have their own thing now. And so, but I have so much love for them and what we were able to accomplish in those years. What's cool about it is I've been doing their network for so long that, when on the weekends or over holidays, I would check in on their network because I would worry about them. I mean, they were like family. And so I found myself a couple times last week and the week before when it's not my job anymore to worry about them, I'm still worrying about them. And that's kind of like, that's always been our thing where our it's cliche, but our customers are literally, I feel and I bring in like they were my own family. I care about them. And on the other side of that, they treat me just like that. And it's so nice to be able to have people around you that you could be on that level with, because life is so much easier when you could just care about the other person and know that they're going to care about you in return. All right, we're going to take another break here. We're going to come back, take some more of your phone calls. 330-729-9977. You're listening to the Youngstown Computer Show on 570 WKBN. We'll be right back.
You're hearing the Youngstown Computer Show with Joe Danier on News Radio 570 WKBN.
Every day. Free to download and play every day.
At this point, I kind of want to smash the TV. But instead, I went to iPlay.com and downloaded the app and play new and classic games on my computer for free. No sign up and no credit card required. Nothing like a good mystery to take me away, but I don't have time for a movie or a novel. So instead, I'm into the latest iPlay games in the Mystery Case Files Adventure series. And when I need a classic, Agatha Christie murder mystery games hit the spot. I get my mystery fix and come away thinking more clearly. No Wi-Fi? No problem. With the free iPlay app, I can play my games offline and tune out. I'm so glad I went to iPlay.com and downloaded the app. It's my daily sanity restoration. I play every day.
Every day. Free to download and play every day.
ED should not also stand for expensive drugs. If you're taking Viagra or Cialis, talk with your doctor about sildenafil, the active ingredient in Viagra, available in generic 20 milligram tablets for less than $2 from our local pharmacy. We offer free shipping right to your house. We will call your doctor to get your prescription changed for you. For more information on sildenafil, go to ohioedrx.com or call 330-368-4848. Stop paying crazy prices for Viagra. Call 330-368-4848 now.
Hi, this is Dave from the Foo Fighters.
iHeartRadio music you should know from the Foo Fighters.
There's actually one song on the record that I thought sounded like a Foo Fighters song, so that was the one I thought we should cut. I don't think we should put this on. It sounds like the Foo Fighters.
Good company, like, no, we should keep that. May want to be our third single.
Check out Foo Fighters' new album, Concrete and Gold, on iHeartRadio All Access. Sponsored by RCA Records.
Hello, I'm Mike Lindell, the inventor of MyPillow. And like all of you out there, I had problems sleeping. Pillows would go flat. I would flip-flop all night long. I would wake up with a sore neck, maybe a headache, or feel like I needed a nap even though I slept 8 hours. When I invented MyPillow, I wanted it to where you could move the patented fill to give you the exact support you need as an individual, regardless of sleep position. MyPillow will get you into that deep sleep faster, and you will stay there longer. It's not about how much time we spend in bed. It's about how much of that quality sleep we get. I do all of my own manufacturing right here in the United States. I have a 10-year warranty. You can wash and dry MyPillow, and I give you a 60-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to lose. And here's my best offer ever.
MyPillow is now offering 50% off their 4-pack special plus free shipping. Go to MyPillow.com or call 800-480-1941 and use promo code iHeart. That's 50% off plus free shipping. Don't delay. Order now.
The clock is ticking. Every day you put off buying life insurance can cost you big time. The older you get, the more you'll have to pay. And a sudden accident or unexpected illness could cause your rates to skyrocket or even make you uninsurable. Beat the clock. Call SelectQuote now. No hassle, no obligation. In minutes, you'll have a choice of your best rates from up to 10 highly rated life insurance companies. Richard, 40 years old, takes meds to control his cholesterol. Still, SelectQuote got him a 10-year, $500,000 policy for under $25 a month. Under $1 a day. Don't risk your family's security another minute. Get your free quote now. Just call 800-280-8787. That's 800-280-8787. 800-280-8787. Or go to selectquote.com. Since 1985, we shop, you save.
Get full details on the example policy at selectquote.com/commercials. Or price could vary depending on your health, issuing company, and other factors. Not available in all states.
New 2017 Ford F-150s for only $339 a month at Fairway Ford in Canfield. Loaded crew cab 4x4 F-150s for $339 a month with no money down. Just sign and drive with credit approval for 36-month lease and 10,500 miles per year. Fairway Ford has an enormous selection of Ford F-150s, all with no money down. See us at fairwayfordohio.com or 330-533-FORD. Fairway, that's the way we do business.
iHeartRadio. All your favorite music. All your favorite stations, all free. Need a break from the world? Open the iHeartRadio app. Pick a song, a playlist, an artist, or even a podcast, and immerse yourself in your own personal getaway space. Sometimes you just need to tune out the world. So tune in to iHeartRadio. Download or open the free iHeartRadio app today.
The Legacy Financial Show with Dave and Jerry. Now on Sundays at 9 a.m. It's 60.
All right. Welcome back, everybody. This is the Youngstown Computer Show. Let me give you some of the phone numbers for Youngstown Computer and tell you a little bit about what it is that we do. I have some more information come up about some of the services that these guys are doing over there. So you have two sides of Youngstown Computer. You have the residential services where they have a repair bench, and we have commercial services. Residential services, they excel at doing things like virus and spyware cleanups and operating system repairs, data transfers from old equipment to new equipment, and then configuring peripherals like printers and access points and whatnot. So if you have something, a repair that needs done or an upgrade or you're getting into some new equipment, start involving those guys into helping either pick out the equipment or actually do some of the work for you. They're really good to know because, I mean, where we don't get in a bind all the time, you got to have somebody who sort of knows your setup and knows your equipment so when you need them, you can call them into action and they can do their thing. So the Youngstown Computer phone number is 330-259-7278. And we do have someone there now, so if you wanted to call and get something scheduled for next week, you can. They will stay, and if they have to meet with you for you to drop a computer off after work or something on a Saturday, they will accommodate no matter what it is that you need. So if you need them to come to you, just make mention of it. If you want to drop off at the bench, just make mention of it. Just sort of share what your needs are with that office, and they will do what they can. They're really oriented with customer service, and they are not sellers. They are not, there's no quotas for sales. They're guided to listen and help you guys make good decisions. And not all of those decisions end in Youngstown Computer doing it or making a sale. I give those guys the green light to just say the truth, regardless if we benefit or not. So if somebody says, hey, does it benefit me to buy a computer from you? You can say hey, you could buy a computer from wherever, and you might even be able to find it cheaper. And if you do, that's awesome. It's not going to hurt our feelings. We want you to get the price that you're comfortable with, the equipment that you are. So if you find one locally, awesome, get it. Bring it back to us. Let us do the cleanup on it or the data transfer after you've purchased the equipment. So whereas we can buy anything and we can get anything from you, you just got to tell us where your priorities lie, and then we will work within those priorities to help you make the best decision we can. And what that allows you to let your guard down a little bit so that you're not defending against someone who's trying to sell you on something. I mean, I get annoyed just like everybody else when you go to an electronics store and you know what they're going to ask, and you can only say it so politely. And if they lean on you, hey, would you like to buy this warranty kind of thing? I mean, I just get so, I don't get insulted. I'm just annoyed by it because I know what you're going to ask and I know I don't want to buy it and I'm going to say no one time, that kind of thing. So 330-259-7278 is the phone number. We're located over on 600 Youngstown Poland Road in Struthers. So if you want to drop off, we're down there on the Youngstown Poland Road corridor. All right, Rick, I see you out there on the lines. If you guys want to get queued up, 330-729-9977. Also, I will read text messages. So 333-1570 is the text messaging line. Take a break, come back, take some more of those phone calls. You're listening to the Youngstown Computer Show on 570 WKBN. We'll be right back.
2 o'clock. Always a good time to call Baird Brothers, featuring fine hardwoods since 1960. Online at bairdbrothers.com. News Radio 570 WKBN, Youngstown's news, weather, and talk station.
Here's what's happening in the Valley. A Youngstown man whose girlfriend's body was found in the trunk of his car in Niagara Falls, New York, back on August 9th, will have his case go to the grand jury. Wednesday, Deshaun Elliott told a Youngstown detective that traveled to New York to interview him that he killed his girlfriend in Youngstown. Elliott was arrested in New York after his brother called 911 to report that Elliott confessed to stabbing his girlfriend. A local Hispanic group says there's more that can be done for natural disaster victims. OCCHA in Youngstown feels that more can be done when everybody works together. They say individuals and organizations should come together so Youngstown can form a unified effort to help victims in Puerto Rico and Mexico. Today is the last day of business for the Pink Elephant in Austintown. The property is being taken over by a German-based grocery store chain called Lidl. The operator of the Pink Elephant plans to start a new business venture just up the road called Thirsty Frog Bar and Grill. That's set to open October 14th. U.S. Representative Jim Renacci, a Republican congressman running for Ohio governor, has pulled a $20,000 television ad from an upcoming NFL game. Renacci made that announcement yesterday. The ad was scheduled to run in the game between the Cleveland Browns and Cincinnati Bengals. Renacci acknowledges players' First Amendment right to protest, but calls the behavior appalling. In sports, the Indians beat the White Sox 10-1, Washington over Pittsburgh 6-1. College football, Ohio State takes on Rutgers. 6 o'clock airtime tonight on the Sports Animal 1390 WNIO. And YSU is at home tonight. They'll take on South Dakota State. 6 o'clock pregame right here on News Radio 570 WKBN. From the insurance experts R. Kashmiri and Associates News Center, I'm Dave Price on Youngstown Warren's only News Radio 570 WKBN.
Desperation in Puerto Rico. I'm Tom Graham, Fox News.
We are dying here.
San Juan Mayor Carmen Yulín Cruz speaking out now 10 days after Hurricane Maria left historic devastation in Puerto Rico, also taking aim at FEMA.
You are killing us with the inefficiency and the bureaucracy.
Mayor Cruz also criticizing President Trump's effort, and surprised the president is hitting back via Twitter, saying she's shown poor leadership. President Trump is set to visit the devastation in Puerto Rico Tuesday, saying this for now.
Our commitment to those affected is this. We are with you, we will stay with you, and we will come back stronger than ever.
Speaking there during his weekly address, many remain without fresh drinking water in Puerto Rico. Contaminated standing water continues to inundate much of the island. This as more rainfall is in the forecast. Well, perhaps an easing of tension. Secretary of State Rex Tillerson telling a gathering in Beijing that the U.S. has lines of communication open with North Korea. Fox's Kristen Fisher with details.
These are direct lines of communication between the Trump administration and Pyongyang, so that means they're not going through China. We're also learning that these lines were instigated by the Trump administration, by the U.S. government, and not North Korea. Here's exactly what Secretary of State Rex Tillerson said just a few hours ago. He said, quote, "We asked them, would you like to talk? We have lines of communication to Pyongyang. We're not in a dark situation or blackout. We have a couple of these channels open to Pyongyang. We can talk to them. We do talk to them."
This follows months of heated rhetoric between President Trump and North Korea's leader. While protest raging in Spain. The Catalonia region is set to vote on whether to secede from the rest of the nation. Meantime, there are reports Spain may run out of ballots a day before voting gets underway. And top Mormon leaders are reaffirming their church's opposition to gay marriage. This is at a semi-annual gathering in Utah. Fox News, fair and balanced.
Our next update at 2:30. Just ahead, more stimulating talk from the O'Charley's Digital Studios. $9.99 menu, 9 great meals, 1 great price. O'Charley's.
The experts say it's becoming more and more difficult for many Americans to retire. So when it comes to your retirement, do you really know where you stand? Right now, Financial Engines is offering a free portfolio review when you call or visit financialengines.com today. It's a chance to sit down face-to-face and get the kind of personalized advice that Financial Engines is known for. No sales pitches from guys in fancy suits, just objective, fee-based advice from a local advisor who sits on your side of the table. Someone who wants to know your goals and dreams so that they can help put a comprehensive plan in place to help guide you there. Our advisors have the resources you need to help you to and through the retirement you deserve. And our free portfolio review is the first step in helping create a plan for providing monthly income during retirement. To schedule a free review of your current financial planning needs and portfolio with a local financial advisor, visit financialengines.com or call 800-306-4410. That's 800-306-4410. 800-306-4410.
Unless you grow your food yourself, how do you know where it comes from and what's been done to it? That's why we started Eat Real Certified. Our dietitians verify that the food you're buying is good for you and good for the planet. Make dining out easy and eat real. Look for us in your city and at eatreal.org.
When is the best time to talk to your family about staying in touch during a disaster? When floodwaters reach your door? When wildfires are engulfing the edge of your neighborhood? Or an earthquake is destroying buildings? Or is the best time perhaps today? During a disaster, you may not be able to stay in touch with your family or friends as easily as you think. Go to ready.gov/communicate and make your emergency plan today. Don't wait. Communicate.
Sponsored by Ohio EMA, aired by the OAB in this station.
For Old World taste, try Krakus Polish Deli. Market Street, Boardman, across from the Wagon Wheel. Don't be left out in the cold this winter. Call Mazza Heating and Girard, 545-6063. Your factory authorized Bryant dealer.
It's going to be a beautiful but cool fall day across the valley. Skies will become mostly sunny and temperatures will climb only into the lower 60s. Skies will stay clear tonight as temperatures drop back to the mid-30s. Patches of frost are possible toward first thing Sunday morning. Skies will be mostly sunny again on Sunday with high temperatures climbing to the mid-70s. In the Storm Team 27 Weather Center, I'm Alex George.
It's 60.
All right, welcome back, everybody. Second hour of the Youngstown Computer Show. Glad you guys are out there. Hope you guys are enjoying yourself, picking up some of the the conversations and the words we use. We have our audience consists of everybody who just got started yesterday, all the way down to the people who have been doing it for years. So if you share your experiences, and we use those experiences to help and teach and let those other people sort of in our world. And this is a great place to get started because we don't intimidate. We don't make fun of you for what you don't know. We were all there at the beginning, and so we will do our best to answer your question in a level that you can understand it, and we'll use that to then also teach other people. So we never make you feel stupid, never make you feel like you should have no place here. That's what the beauty of this is that, this isn't about a hierarchy of intelligence. This is all about the sharing of knowledge and intelligence. 330-729-9977 is the phone number. Okay, so here, and I mentioned this a lot, and I don't have any proof. I did an experiment with, and it was negative. So here's the story. So I was at the Sundown Rundown a couple of weeks ago, okay? And I'm in the tech industry, but I had not really heard of or used the service Slack, okay? Slack is a communications tool that computer guys use, and it's all right. But I'd never actually said the words Slack, right? So it's not something I looked up. It's not something that we used. It's not something I ever have conversations. But I'm at this Sundown Rundown, and one of the presenters mentioned Slack about, 20 times. Would you not know it? When I came home all for the next week after the Sundown Rundown, I was marketed this Slack service, S-L-A-C-K. And when I first saw it, I thought, oh, that's coincidental. I just hear about it at a bunch of Sundown Rundown. And now, all of a sudden, it's marketing on my Facebook. Well, it continued. And then the more I saw it, I thought, well, wait a minute. My phone was sitting on that table while we were talking about Slack. And for as much as we say, hey, these things are always have a microphone pointed and tuned in at any time, they're not really doing stuff with that, right? We tested it. We tested the Amazon Echo. I connected the Amazon Echo to an access point where I watched it and when it communicated with the internet, right? So while it was not on, I watched to see if it was transmitted anything up to the internet. And so what we surmised at the end of the experiment was that it wasn't. Even if it was recording stuff locally, it was not sending that stuff up for marketing purposes. So even if you if it started marketing to you, it wasn't because of anything that it overheard there. I'm starting to double back on that. And maybe these things are listening a little bit more, because this is about the fourth time that I've mentioned on the show where I'm almost certain I've never searched for or had a talk about it, where regular algorithms could have picked up on it and started marketing to me. The only thing that it could have been was if a microphone was listening in and overheard the conversation, and then it started marketing. Now, again, go ahead and prove it. You can't. I mean, what are the chances? Does Slack market to you guys? Is it something that they started a big, marketing push, and it just so happened that they talked about it at the Sundown Rundown? Doubt it, but it's possible. So I thought I'd share that with you because it is something that I'm extremely suspicious of. I have a listening device in every room of my house. I have an Echo or a Dot or, some kind of voice command something or other, either my phone or one of these devices that we use to play music and control the lights and so on and so forth. So, I mean, as much as it's not causing a problem other than display ads, but we got to keep that in mind, going forward, that this is happening because it is, you think everything through the prism of privacy. And as long as the companies that we use protect our privacy and protect our data, we're good. But then you have a company like Equifax that proves to us that they are not working hard to establish protections for the things that they are collecting and their whole business model. This isn't something like they were negligent on and they're not going to pay a consequence. They're going to pay a huge consequence for this. So it's, it's not something where, if Amazon spills our stuff out there, who cares? They're not going to pay a consequence for that because their business is not data. Their business is selling retail stuff. But like I said, Equifax, their job is to secure things because if we give them our social security number, what do you expect? You expect them not to be stupid once they have it, right? All right. So anyway, the experiment continues. I'll let you know if anything else like that happens, but it's interesting. That's where we'll leave it. It's interesting. 330-729-9977. Let's go to Dave. Dave, you're on the Youngstown Computer Show. How can we help you?
I just turned you on, and you were talking about this, and something happened a while back. I don't know if this was a wild coincidence or what, but my mother, who is 86, she was visiting an amusement-type park thing in Kentucky. Not a big one, not a Disney World or Disneyland or anything like that. And she called me from there on my cell phone. I have a Samsung Note cell phone, a smartphone. She has a track phone. So she does not have a contact list, doesn't do any of that. It's just like an emergency little track phone with bot minutes. She called me and said, I'm having a wonderful time, and we talked about the place she was at, et cetera. The next day, I turn on my phone, and there is an ad for that place on my phone. Is that possible?
Yeah, you think it's really unlikely that they put on a marketing push the day after you just talked about it, right?
Boy. But now, how would they get would they just track her phone numbers and dial all of them? Or
well, here's likely how it happens. Okay, so when you have it's probably happened on your side. So you basically have a Samsung that you probably have tied into maybe a Gmail account, right? Because it's checking your email.
And I have her in there on a contact list too. So
okay, and then maybe also tied into an Amazon account, maybe a Facebook account.
Definitely Amazon.
So when it's tied in, I bet you if you read the your opt-in, the little message that nobody reads, I bet you it says that they could use anonymous data to market to you. So in their world, hearing a conversation about something, being able to register it as a thing and then market to you using that thing, well within the realm of what they had you agree to.
Okay, so wait a minute. So they were listening to my voice then?
Yes.
Our voices.
Correct.
Wow. And that doesn't scare everybody?
Oh, it does. It does a lot. And especially, I mean, right now, it's just, they just use it to pull an ad on you, right? So nobody's really afraid of being advertised based on what they talk to. But what's next? Once they have this, what's next? What else can they do?
True. That is frightening. Okay. I didn't think it was possible, but I never thought about it in reverse. I was just thinking of her location and her phone. I wasn't thinking about me. So that's pretty amazing. Wow.
Yep. That's something to think about.
Okay.
All right. Thanks, Dave. Appreciate it. And where he was going with that was, she might have had a phone that had GPS that pinpointed her location and that her phone might have been a participant in there. It's more likely that microphone that's on is listening to the things we're talking about. It translates it into text and waits for certain words to hit. So if I start talking about Pepsi and my phone is sitting there listening to words, like if I said Siri or Hey Siri, my phone is supposed to be waiting for that, that command. Like it just turned on now and wants to know if I need something, right? So that microphone that's opening, waiting for keywords, what's to stop them from having Pepsi? Hey, iPhone, if any of your customers talk about Pepsi, I want you to give a display ad on their whatever account, right? So they can do it. They have the capability. And that's where we're watching both sides. We're watching companies not behaving, with professionalism once they have our data, and then we're giving them these very open availability of listening and hearing our private conversations. Slam those two things together, and you've got, this isn't tinfoil hats anymore. This isn't like I'm a little paranoid. This is bad behaviors, totally open into our private lives. Smash them together, and what do you get? You get our private lives are the casualty when Company A doesn't keep their house in order, is what Dave was getting at. Okay, anyway, 330-729-9977 is the phone number. And since we started talking about Equifax, my wife and I were both on the Equifax list. Okay, you can go to Equifax.com. They have a link that takes you to this stupid website outside of Equifax.com where you can give them your Social Security number, again, to check to see if you're one of the people who were compromised. And you hold your breath while you're doing that. You're like, hey, I'm going to give you my social again. That sounds like a good plan. But anyway, you give it to them. They look you up. They tell you if you're part of the compromised. And then you fill out the form. And if you're on that list, they will offer a year's worth of identity protection using their service, amazingly. And then they'll give you free. Well, I signed up for it, and they're supposed to send me an email, and I never got the email. I didn't give up yet, but I just haven't had time to, jump on the phone and circle this thing down. So we're on the compromise list. I haven't done anything about it, as stupid as that sounds. But what we need to do is we need to go get them to send me that email, get the credit frozen for a period of time. With 148 million identities, chances are that you're going to fall into someone's list, but they're not going to do something to all 148 million. So I don't know where they're going to start, but there's people off that list that are being sold in smaller doses. I think you could buy like 1 million names for 4 Bitcoins or something like that. So as they divvy these things up, eventually something's going to happen with that information. So it's pretty important that whatever you're going to do, get it early on, because that's when your information is most valuable, when they're most likely going to use it, is right after a compromise should happen. So get that credit frozen, do the identity protection. And what this stuff does, there's no magic pill for this whole identity thing. All they really do is run software that watches really closely and watches behaviors. So if you start buying stuff in Florida, their software is looking for suspicious activity so that you can catch it early on before they really kill things for you, really start lots of credit accounts and, cash advance loans and buying properties and all that kind of stuff that could take you years to be able to clean up. Where if they're running the service, they will run the groundwork to set you up so that we can mitigate it and we can clean it up. So that's what those do. Those don't stop anything from happening. The credit freeze will, because nobody can get credit in your name when you have a credit freeze. They can't be, as long as they check the credit frozen things, you will be denied. Because when they check your credit, it'll say, no, it's got a credit freeze, and nobody can get credit in your name as long as that's being followed. But like I said, their services are to help, if something should happen, to help you clean the mess up that follows it. All right, let's start taking a phone call here. Might have to go on the other side of the break, but at least get started talking to George. George, you're on the Youngstown Computer Show. How can I help you?
Yeah, I'm a novice when building my own website. I have built it using a software program. I have it on a web hosting place, and I'm frustrated because when I look at it through Internet Explorer, it's fine. When I look through Chrome, it's not right.
Okay, which program are you using?
Go ahead, sir.
Which program are you using to publish and author the site?
X5 Media. in Chroma company. It's overseas.
Okay. All right. Well, most of these, like Weebly is one of them that I've used here, and it's probably the same thing. They put these sort of cookie cutter CSS websites together where you kind of fill in the little components and arrange it on the site. And it's heavily tested for compatibility across mobile platforms and then Chrome, Safari, all of the web browsers. If you have a template that is only designed and built around Internet Explorer, it's going to suffer because each one of the browsers sort of independently processes web content. So that's where a lot of struggle. I'm not familiar with the one that you mentioned, so I'm going to guess that did you buy the template separate from the hosting provider, or did you bring the template with you?
Template came with the program.
Okay.
And it works fine on mobile.
Mobile and Internet Explorer, you're good.
On Internet.
Okay, here's what I would do. And this is a long shot. I would call the vendor, okay, and you're probably going to have to do so if it's overseas, and you're probably going to have to, kind of suck it. You know what, George, I'm going to put you on hold. Can you hang on?
Sure.
Okay, cool. All right, we're going to take a break. I want to talk to George a little bit more on the other side of this break. If you two want to get on the line, 330-729-9977. We're over on YouTube. If you want to watch the broadcast live, look for Youngstown Computer Show over on YouTube. We're going to take this break, come back, take some more of your phone calls. This is the Youngstown Computer Show on 570 WKBN. We'll be right back.
You're hearing the Youngstown Computer Show with Joe Danier on News Radio 570 WKBN.
Soon we'll be relying on our furnaces more and more. So now's the time to call the award-winning experts in red at Price Heating and Cooling for your safety tune-up before the cold weather arrives. Right now at Price Heating and Cooling, special financing is available. So don't wait. Stay comfortable and safe all winter long. Call the experts in red at Price Heating and Cooling today at 1-800-SAVE-PRICE. That's 1-800-SAVE-PRICE. Or visit priceheating.com for safety tune-up special offers and more.
Muscle weakness, high blood pressure, tired for no reason? It could be as simple as a vitamin D deficiency. Tune in Sunday morning and find out more. It's Your Health, Sunday morning, 8:30, News Radio 570, WKBN.
From America's best-selling automobile to the world's toughest trucks, there's a reason why customers are driving from Youngstown, Boardman, Austintown, Hermitage, even Cleveland and Pittsburgh. So come and find out for yourself at our all-new state-of-the-art facility on Route 46. See you at Toyota of Warren.
Business owners, are you paying too much for group health benefits? You now have a new choice that could save you money. Your local Chamber of Commerce has teamed up with Anthem Blue Cross and Blue Shield on a plan that will benefit your business for years to come. This plan includes expanded wellness. Call 1-844-MED-OHIO or visit 844medohio.com. Again, that's 844medohio.com.
Unless you grow your food yourself, how do you know where it comes from and what's been done to it? That's why we started Eat Real Certified. Our dietitians verify that the food you're buying is good for you and good for the planet. Make dining out easy and eat real. Look for us in your city and at eatreal.org.
The experience is here. Easy to find at Eastwood Field and Niles as Refresh Dental presents year 2 of The Experience, the area's ultimate haunted attraction. The Experience. 6 incredible haunts behind the Eastwood Ball in Niles. Get complete details now at theexperience.com. Brought to you by Refresh Dental, ValoricJobsOnline.com, Mazza Heating, your factory authorized Bryant dealer, Toyota of Warren, the Eastwood Ball Complex, Trumbull County Tourism Bureau, the Eastwood Field in Niles. Fear awaits.
Play every day. Free to download and play every day.
At this point, I kind of want to smash the TV. But instead, I went to iPlay.com and downloaded the app and play new and classic games on my computer for free. No sign up and no credit card required. Nothing like a good mystery to take me away, but I don't have time for a movie or novel. So instead, I'm into the latest iPlay games in the Mystery Case Files Adventure series. And when I need a classic, Agatha Christie murder mystery games hit the spot. I get my mystery fix and come away thinking more clearly. No Wi-Fi? No problem. With the free iPlay app, I can play my games offline and tune out. I'm so glad I went to iPlay.com and downloaded the app. It's my daily sanity restoration. I play every day.
Play every day. Free to download and play every day.
When was the last time you walked out of a mattress store feeling confident about your purchase? These places exist for one reason: for a highly trained, commission-driven salesperson to dupe you into spending way too much money on a mattress. Hi, my name is Neil, and I'm one of the co-founders of Casper. Casper was created with a single goal in mind: deliver a great night's sleep at an incredible value. We sell the Casper mattress online, skipping the markups of mattress stores, and we let you try it out in your own home for 100 nights risk-free. In less than 3 years, we've rapidly become the internet's favorite mattress. In fact, it now has more than 20,000 reviews with an average of 4.8 stars. Try us out today.
See for yourself why an independent research study showed Casper mattress owners are 3 times as likely to say they get great sleep. Simply go to Casper.com and use code MEDIA to get $50 towards your mattress purchase. Terms and conditions apply. That's gift code MEDIA at Casper.com for $50 towards your mattress purchase. Casper.com. Thanks for checking us out.
Tune in Wednesday nights at 6 for the Keller Williams Cervenic Real Estate Show, featuring the most sought-after real estate agent in the area, Holly Ritchie and her team. Holly will bring various guests each week to help you understand the ins and outs of real estate. Join Holly Wednesdays at 6 p.m.
New 2017 Ford F-150s for only $339 a month at Fairway Ford in Canfield. Loaded crew cab 4x4 F-150s for $339 a month with no money down. Just sign and drive with credit approval for 36-month lease and 10,500 miles per year. Fairway Ford has an enormous selection of Ford F-150s, all with no money down. See us at fairwayfordohio.com or 330-533-FORD. Fairway, that's the way we do business.
Now 61 degrees.
All right, welcome back, everybody. This is the Youngstown Computer Show. I am Joe Danier, owner of Youngstown Computer, and let me give the numbers out for our office in case you are need some services from Youngstown Computer. I always suggest, even if you're not in need of it right now, take the number down, put it on a sticky note, and put it on the side of your computer. And that way, when it happens, this is like one of those things: car mechanic, plumber. It's always really good to know somebody, because when the crisis hit, you have your go-to people that you trust. And we would like to volunteer for that spot. So write our number down, 330-259-7278. And then when if something should occur, you can give us a call, give us a shot at it. And our guys, like I said, we're really customer service heavy. So we're always going to take care of you. And the Valley's been trusting us from the day we got started. And every day we're thankful for it. And we try to live up to all of the things that we've made promise-wise, and every good thing that anybody's ever said. We take that very serious. We want to make sure we live up to it, every single day. So every day we're in business, we got something to prove. 330-259-7278 is the phone number. Let's go back with George. George had a question about a website. So George, catch us back up again.
Okay, basically, my web page looks fine on IE and mobile, but it's particularly the welcome pages. The font is not registering correctly on Chrome.
Okay, are the graphics off too? Is like the alignment more? Is it just the text?
Alignment and menu bar is off. It's not all the menu is there. So what you're saying to me is the template I'm using is probably not compatible with Chrome.
Or it hasn't been tested well against it. Or there might be even problems with the CSS side. So basically what you want to do is you want to get the vendor involved and tell them, all right, I got this template and I really like it under Internet Explorer, but it's not working well with the other browsers. Is there something you can do to make it more compatible with the other ones? And their response to you is going to tell you everything you need to know. If they say, oh yeah, we can add some stuff that makes it more compatible, then they're sort of aware of it and they can massage the code and make it better. If they're oblivious to it, they have no idea what you're talking about, then the vendor's not going to be much help to you. But the reason being is each one of the browsers does a browser processing a little bit different, or HTML processing a little bit different. So if your code is thoroughly tested in one, but you never even look at any of the other browsers, then for sure that it's something that you can't expect your users to be on a single browser. So from a consumer standpoint, it is not unreasonable for you to expect that page to look the same across many different browsers, unless you've got some, weird customized thing that you added to, their site. You should expect that it works on all three.
Okay. Well, they don't have a direct customer sales. It was a fairly inexpensive one. I'm using their blog on their website. I'm going to wait and see if I can get an answer.
Okay. All right. Well, share with me when after you talk to them and you get it figured out. Let us know how it went.
Okay.
All right. Thanks, George. Appreciate it. And if any of you out there, Weebly is probably your easiest in the can type of site. Really cheap to pull off. So if you're designing and developing, they've got a great presence here in the United States. Great support too. I've used it personally, so you might want to check that out. So we're gonna take a break. Come back, take some more of your phone calls. 330-729-9977. This is the Youngstown Computer Show on 570 WKBN. We'll be right back.
personal phone. But with Grasshopper, you get a business phone number and a business phone system from our mobile app, so you can work smarter, not harder. Grasshopper forwards calls, texts, even transcribes voicemails. Everything you need to simplify your business and stay responsive. With Grasshopper, there's no long-term contracts and customer support is 24/7. Whether you're starting or growing your business, Grasshopper is the answer. Now get $20 off your first month when you visit grasshopper.com/radio.
If you are on Medicare and have questions about drug and health coverage options for 2018, please join the Ohio Department of Insurance at a Medicare event near you. Learn about Medicare open enrollment, financial assistance programs, and important deadlines. Everyone on Medicare should review their health and drug plan options. Annual open enrollment runs October 15th through December 7th, and new plan coverage begins January 1, 2018. Visit insurance.ohio.gov or call 1-800-686-1578 to find an event near you.
Unless you grow your food yourself, how do you know where it comes from and what's been done to it? That's why we started Eat Real Certified. Our dietitians verify that the food you're buying is good for you and good for the planet. Make dining out easy and eat real. Look for us in your city and at eatreal.org.
It is an honor and privilege to own land. Caring for land has its own cost. So my good friends at Mahindra are lessening the burden on landowners by offering the biggest savings of the year during the Mahindra Inventory Clearance Sale. That's right, you can enjoy special cash back and savings on the toughest tractors and utility vehicles on Earth. And every penny you save on your Mahindra can be invested right back into your land. It's really the most affordable way to care for the land you love. Get a new tractor or UTV at a rock-bottom price, plus the industry's best warranty. It's a win-win. So get your work done, America, and learn more about inventory clearance savings on the world's #1 selling tractor at MahindraUSA.com.
Take advantage of rock-bottom prices and test drive a Mahindra today at Marcy Equipment in Pierpont or visit marcyequip.com. That's marcyequip.com.
Don't be left out in the cold this winter. Call Mazza Heating in Girard, 545-6063, your factory authorized Bryant dealer.
It's going to be a beautiful but cool fall day across the valley. Skies will become mostly sunny and temperatures will climb only into the lower 60s. Skies will stay clear tonight as temperatures drop back to the mid-30s. Patches of frost are possible toward first thing Sunday morning. Skies will be mostly sunny again on Sunday with high temperatures climbing to the mid-70s. In the Storm Team 27 Weather Center, I'm Alex George.
Now 61 degrees.
News on demand. Go to 570WKBN.com. Bad credit, no credit. Special financing available at Donnell Ford, Market Street, Boardman.
All right, welcome back, everybody. This is the Youngstown Computer Show. I am Joe Danier, owner of Youngstown Computer, and this is our the bottom of our show. It's the bottom last half of our show. If you want to get on the phone lines, 330-729-9977. And on Fridays, our guys kind of sit around. We have our Friday meetings, and we talk about how the week went, and we share stories about things that happen during the week. And the guys that work the bench, they sort of share what's going on. And they give me a lot of insight when we come and do the show. Let me know what they're seeing, what kind of stuff's coming through the door. What are the big struggles on, and beautifully, we've seen spyware and malware take a deep dive. It used to represent about 95% of the business that would come through our door. So we did, when we first started getting going, you'd walk in our office at any given time, and we'd have 40 computers that were all being cleaned up all at the same time. And there were a good 5 or 6 years before every machine that I walked up to had some kind of infection. Windows was just that terrible of a magnet for infection. Now, when you walk in my office, there might be 1 or 2 that are infected and need a little bit of cleanup, but they're not infected to the levels that they used to be. So now when I walk in my office and I see 25 computers that are on the bench, all those things are sort of elective, where we get to kind of choose that our machines run a little bit slow and we want to make it run a little bit faster. It's not something, it's an emergency and someone took advantage of my computer and they got in there when they weren't supposed to. So users, I think, are feeling a little less vulnerable that things are out of their control, because when they would come see us, it wasn't by choice. I mean, if they could have not been there, they would have chosen that. So in this case, when you get to choose to come to the office and make something run faster, or proactively or prevention maintenance on a machine, we can schedule that and make that a little bit more palatable. because when you're in chaos, when you're in crisis mode, you just need it fixed, and there's a window of opportunity to get the thing cleaned up and back to you. Now, like I said, when it's preventative. So anyway, my guys were talking. I said, okay, so what's happening in this office now? What are you guys seeing? And they said, well, we see a lot of Macs that are coming in. And there's a lot of people that are calling and saying, hey, we don't know. Do you guys deal with Macs? And they let me know that I don't mention the fact. I mentioned computers as a general statement that we work on them and we work with the hardware and we troubleshoot. But we don't specifically say that we know know how to work on Macs or offer the service of working on Macs. So I wanted to make mention that we do work on Macs. And a lot of the things historically, Macs didn't suffer the same types of problems that PCs did. Okay, 95% of the ones that were on our wall were all infections, and Macs weren't targeted as much as PCs for infection. So we didn't see as much of them. But now that we have sort of this elective routine where it's about performance, it's about adding the features that you'd like on there, it's about always being sort of kept up with the latest technology, because that's what it afforded you. When you're not spending so much money on prevention of infections, you can be more productive because now you're worried about what it can do for you and how fast you're accomplishing that. So a lot of the things we're doing for people with Macs are, one, we're doing like drive speed. So if you got a Mac and it came with a 7,200 RPM mechanical drive, we're taking those drives out and we're copying them over to solid-state drives, which are a ton faster. So your Mac that was already pretty fast when it came to processor and memory, we're making it fast because we're actually putting solid-state drives in it, which I have a 2009 iMac that's still running, and I don't use it because the drive is just too sloppy slow. So that's one of those ones where it really would be a good candidate for us putting a solid-state drive in because it would run that much better. So if you have a Mac and you need some hardware added to it. Memory's another bad one. A lot of these early Macs came with 2 gigs of memory. I was smart, like right off the get-go. I took my 2 gigs of memory and I upgraded it to 12, like right off the get-go. And memory was expensive at the time. And I don't regret that at all. That's probably one of the better decisions. While I had it open, I do regret not putting a solid-state drive. But at the time, solid-state drives were, $800. So that's why in 2009, that machine doesn't have a solid-state. But now, 500 gig solid state, you can get away with under $200 for that sucker. So if that interests you, let those guys know that you want to do some kind of a hardware upgrade. 2 of the biggest ones that we see are the capacities and the speed of the hard drive and the capacities of the memory. And the second thing that nobody does for some reason, and so here's a little preaching I got for you. Most of your Macs, if you have OS X, you can download and install the next version of OS X. And a lot of us don't do that. We don't update the operating system. So you might be sitting on an operating system that's a couple, versions ago. So I wanted to make mention that if you know how to do it and can do it, I recommend that you do it. With every revision, they make it a little bit more secure. Okay, so if you're sitting on an older version, it's by definition not as secure as something that's new. And so if you under most of them, you can actually go into like software updates, like if you were updating, Word, Excel, or whatever, it's in the same spot. But I'll tell you the versions that we see a lot of. If you're on Mountain Lion, which is 10.8, that's something that really needs to be upgraded. We're on 10.12 Sierra or 10.13 High Sierra. So you've got Mountain Lion, Mavericks, Yosemite, El Capitan, Sierra, and High Sierra. Those are the versions that you can upgrade to. So stuff that's really old, you might only be able to go so far on that list. But you want to make sure you do those updates and get on the most current version of OS X that you're capable of going up to. So that was the recommendation of guys at the office. They're seeing a lot of Macs that are coming through there that are on really old versions of the operating system. So if you can do it, do it. If you can't do it, bring it down to our guys and let them do it. It's one of the least invasive upgrades that they can do because there's very little risk of something going wrong. And so if you have these guys update your operating system to the newest version, that'll make those guys happy. And like I said, they don't take that lightly. So when they make a recommendation, that means they've seen a lot of it, and they really suggest that you do something about it. Second thing that they recommended, built into the operating system, is a program called Time Machine. And I don't think a lot of people use Time Machine, and it's pretty sophisticated as a backup tool. All you really need is a flash drive or a external drive, and this thing does a really good job of taking snapshots of how your computer and your programs and your data, and moving a copy of it to that external drive. If you did have a failure, you could use that Time Machine to restore some of that data back. So it's a backup tool that is, you don't have to make a whole lot of decisions. So once you start incorporating and say, here, Time Machine, I want you to do my backup, and here's my external drive, that's pretty much all you do. It's kind of, the rest of it does it on its own. I fired up, I have a MacBook Air that I haven't used in maybe a couple years, or maybe a year. And when I fired up the first time, the first thing it did, it yelled at me and said, your Time Machine backup hasn't run in 360 some days. Okay, so it's really active, and it's really good at doing some of that automation for you on your backup. So again, that's something that the guy suggested that you guys pay attention to. And if you have a Mac, see if you can make use of that Time Machine, because if something happens to you, like the name suggests, you can go back in time, pick a date, maybe yesterday, maybe the day before, and restore a version of that file on the day in that timeline that you pick. So that's a message from our guys in the shop. Every week I'm going to do that. Every Friday I'm going to ask them what's going on and bring that information to the table, so that you guys out there listening in the audience will have some to-dos to add to your to-do list. And one being upgrade to the newest version of OS X. Another upgrade that, since we're talking about sort of the Mac ecosystem, is keeping your iPhone updated to the current version and the apps upgraded to the current version. Now, a lot of you cram a bunch of photos and games and applications on these phones, and you're running the risk at all times of having that phone filled up and not being able to do your updates. So here's what I do. So the update, this last one, was like a 2 gig update. It was pretty massive. So if you're on a phone that's 32 gigs, you need 2 gigs just to put this most recent version of OS 11. So what you're going to do is you need to take your pictures and you need to move them off of your phone. Do not let them sit on your phone and take all of that space up and then not be able to run these updates. So what I do on my phone and my wife's phone is I allow Dropbox to make a copy of everything that's on my phone and upload it to the cloud. So it's constantly clearing that stuff off of my phone, and then I could just go in and delete the folders and get rid of them because I've got the good copy out in Dropbox land. Or you can even do it manually, where you can plug it into a computer and then copy paste those folders down to your local machine. So that'll clear your space and give you enough space to actually do the update. So if you're out there and your phone's nagging at you and you delete 5 pictures so you could take another one, I'm talking to you. This is directed at you. Again, go through that process, free up the space, get rid of the pictures. The videos are the killer. I think the videos that we keep on there, I had 32 on the other day. It was taking up almost a gig of space of the video. So I made sure that my Dropbox had uploaded them all to the cloud, and then I deleted all 32 of them. That freed up that space, and then I was good to go again. So again, really important to make sure that your operating system on your phones and computers are always updated. Now, we complain that the updates make our equipment run slower because they're adding more stuff to it, but they also fill in vulnerabilities and holes. So as you've seen, Microsoft, we went to this Windows 10 thing, and they did the right thing. They made it more secure. They made it harder to infect, and we're seeing that. For us, we make a lot of money when Windows is terrible, right? But it also hurts a lot of people and makes it so that they're putting all of their energy into cleaning up something that's stupid, instead of toying around with video production and all the fun stuff that computers lends itself into. So it's actually stifling what we're doing with these tools because they're such a liability when we own them. But if you, like I said, if you keep these your operating system update, you can have faith that these companies are paying attention to vulnerabilities and keeping it more secure the more we add it. So the cost is that you're going to probably go through phones more often because your operating system's going to require more hardware, but you're going to be kept safer and you're going to save money in the long run because you're not constantly cleaning up machines that get infected and whatnot. All right, so if you want to call those guys at the office, both David and Anthony, great guys, very heavy in the customer service side. They'll really take care of you. The phone number, 330-259-7278. They do in-store stuff, and they'll send somebody out to you. So if you don't want to leave your house or you don't want to have your computer leave the house, you can have someone sent out to you. And printers are key to have someone coming out to you. If you bring a printer and say, hey, my printer won't print, you're out of your environment now. So there's no way we can tell if it's your wireless or your cabling or your electrical socket or anything like that. So it's better to have it come to your environment, find out what's going wrong, and our guys will take care of you. So 330-259-7278. Write that phone number down, stick it on a sticky note, and put it on the side of your computer. And when the need arises, we'll hope that you'll give us a shot. 330-259-7278. All right, we're going to take a break, come back, take some more of your phone calls. You're listening to the Youngstown Computer Show on 570 WKBN.
You're hearing the Youngstown Computer Show with Joe Danier on News Radio 570 WKBN.
Moscow Ballet's Great Russian Nutcracker 25th Anniversary Tour is performing in Youngstown this Christmas. Give your family a gift that will last a lifetime. Experience world-famous Russian dance with a Broadway-style stage show, hailed in the press as the #1 Christmas experience for children of all ages. Celebrate the season at nutcracker.com and save up to 15% with promo code BELLS. Appearing at Edward W. Powers Auditorium, November 25th.
Belleria Pizza and Italian Restaurants, in business for over 50 years. A wide variety of items on their menu, from pizza, pasta, wings, salads, and appetizers. Belleria Pizza and Italian Restaurants, proud sponsor of Youngstown State Athletics.
We sell taste one bite at a time at Belleria.
Hi, this is Amy Keith with FlipCheapHouses.com. Our company specializes in teaching beginners how to invest in real estate with little to no financial risk. Are you determined to succeed and have at least $10,000 for startup fees and want to work one-on-one with a professional real estate investor for 12 months? Are you motivated and have at least $10,000 for startup fees and want to start a business now? With our help, in as little as 2 weeks, you can start putting deals together, flipping cheap houses. Are you ambitious and have at least $10,000 for startup fees and want to get a side business started for additional income? If you can give us 10 hours a week, we can show you how to flip cheap houses. If you are a beginner and want to learn how to flip cheap houses, then help me help you. Go to our website at help2017.com and watch our free webinar. That's HELP2017.com to watch our free webinar. HELP2017.com.
Bet you didn't know this. Broadcast radio reaches more people in America than TV. Yeah, AM/FM radio. The radio that's free in your car, your kitchen, your office. Broadcast radio reaches more adults, teens, and millennials, more of everyone, more shoppers. Broadcast radio reaches 93% of Americans every week. That's bigger than TV, Facebook, and Google. If you're a marketer who needs to reach new fans, visit iHeartMedia.com for the one place everyone is listening. AM/FM radio.
As a small business owner, you're juggling it all, including customers' calls from your personal phone. But with Grasshopper, you get a business phone number and a business phone system from our mobile app, so you can work smarter, not harder. Grasshopper forwards calls, texts, even transcribes voicemails. Everything you need to simplify your business and stay responsive. With Grasshopper, there's no long-term contracts, and customer support is 24/7. Whether you're starting or growing your business, Grasshopper is the answer. Now get $20 off your first month when you visit grasshopper.com/radio.
One size fits all has no place in your bedroom. Hi, I'm Christian von Rickenbach, founder of Helix Sleep, and we know one mattress can't work for everyone. That's why we created the only mattress built for you. Go to helixsleep.com, take our 2-minute sleep quiz, and we'll build your custom mattress and ship it to you for free. Try it for 100 nights, and if it's not the best sleep you've ever had, we'll pick it up and give you your money back. Go to helixsleep.com/talkradio right now, and we'll give you $50 towards your custom mattress. That's helixsleep.com/talkradio.
Unless you grow your food yourself, how do you know where it comes from and what's been done to it? That's why we started Eat Real Certified. Our dietitians verify that the food you're buying is good for you and good for the planet. Make dining out easy and eat real. Look for us in your city and at eatreal.org.
iHeartRadio. All your favorite music, all your favorite stations, all free. And now with football season in full swing, let's be honest, most of your week is focused on your fantasy team or teams. No reason to leave the iHeartRadio radio app, because now we have the Fantasy Sports Radio Network. 24/7 interactive fantasy talk and advice so you can dominate your league. Get your fantasy football fix right on the app. Fantasy Sports Radio Network.
iHeartRadio.
The Legacy Financial Show with Dave and Jerry. Now on Sundays at 9 a.m. It's 60.
All right, welcome back, everybody. This is the Youngstown Computer Show. I am Joe Danier, owner of Youngstown Computer, and this is your show about tech. I did want to mention about these Fire Sticks that, if you've listened to the show for any length of time, we get pretty regular calls about, do we trust them? Do we do that? Should I do that? And so on and so forth. So I sort of wanted to lend my opinion on this because I end up doing this for somebody about once a week where I load them up with what they call as jailbroken Fire Sticks. And you can even buy these things off of, buy-sell trades and stuff like that. Well, I want to tell you first that it's not really jailbroken. Like, I've jailbroken stuff before, and that means you're, like, circumventing some kind of, something to stop you from changing the software on the local side. The Fire Sticks are an open device, which while they warn you that you're about to put a third-party application on there, you're not really changing the Fire Stick and how it is intended to work. You're just adding an application, a third party, and there's tons of third-party applications that you can add to the Fire Stick. So I want to let you know that if you wanted to do this, you're not really changing the dynamics of the Fire Stick. Now, what you do with it once you put the software on there, that's when we start getting into gray area, whether or not you're breaking laws or you're doing something that you shouldn't do. So basically how it works, for those who aren't going to try it or whatever, so there's these pieces of software that allows you as a third party to connect to feeds that other people have set up. Sometimes they're foreign feeds where you're pulling it down from a different country's network. Sometimes they're local. I will tell you this, that they go out of business very quickly. So, having your primary one that you get your movies and your TV from, they might not be that around in the next month. So you'll have to reprogram this thing pretty often because they lose the ability to grab these feeds. You're getting basically content for free. You're subscribing to a channel that someone has pirated down, and you're putting an application on your Fire Stick that allows you to display it on your TV, and it's as simple as that. So whereas I will put the apps on there, and there are literally thousands of different different things of programming that you can choose to put on there. Everything from, adult content to movies that are in the theaters right now, to regular TV station feeds for things like sports and whatnot. So I'm not a judge, okay? It's not my goal. It's not my deal. Can I put an application on that allows you to do that stuff? Sure, but the rest of it is sort of up to you. I don't do it because it's more of a pain in the butt than anything. It's not worth, my integrity and the cost of time to constantly be adding these different feeds in there and trying to get a freebie. It's easy enough to just be able to purchase this stuff outright. But then again, I don't watch a whole lot of TV, so that's why it's not as big of a cost savings to pirate free stuff as it might be for other people. So that's really what it is. I mean, there's a ton of how-to things on YouTube. If you wanted to add that application, the process is pretty simple. You go to the app section and you type in a URL of one of these third-party apps that you pick, and then once you have that app, then you can choose the programming that you put into that app. So you can check YouTube, and a lot of the stuff happens so fast. A lot of the YouTube videos that show you how to do this don't work anymore because the thing that they showed you how to do is no longer in business. You no longer have access to. But you will want to make sure that you block Amazon and their ability to see what it is that you're doing, especially if you're not doing good stuff. So I hate to end the show by telling you guys how to break the law, but hey, sometimes you got to do what you got to do, right? All right, if you guys want to get in touch with us, again, 330-259-7278. You've now listened to the Youngstown Computer Show on 570 WCAM. Have a great week.